obviously the last time you played them, it was an interesting circumstance.
Sure.
This time around, though, they just came off a loss at Penn State, and you guys were wanting wins too. I mean,
Right.
do you think this would be kind of two desperate teams playing?
Well, I just think the circumstances are far different than they were when we played them at their place. We knew it was going to be an emotional game. And quite frankly, we didn't rise to the occasion. I mean, we were in the game until the fourth quarter, but up until that point, it was back and forth. We felt like our energy level. That was after that game is when I showed our kids the bench and how important body language is, and in the tales of two drastically different teams that day as far as their energy level. And if you wanna, there's something we're fighting for, and every possession matters. Every minute matters, every quarter matters, the way you start, the way you finish, all that matters. And that's what we're trying to get our guys to understand, that everybody right now is jumbled up still, really playing for fourth, because there's a lot of us aren't going to catch Michigan right now the way they've been playing, and then Ohio State and Maryland are far ahead of all of us. So we're playing for something, and our guys know that, and so I would anticipate, at least we better have more eagerness than we had when we got up to their place.
I mean, does it feel good being at home? How weird was that plane trip to
Yeah,
Rutgers?
well, it was happy to be back in Assembly Hall, especially I'm hoping that the fans that'll come out that supported us against that Maryland game will show up in a big way tomorrow, because that certainly wasn't the display, right, that we showed in front of Maryland is far different than what we're capable of, and we know that. And so I hope we got a great fan support tomorrow, and we have another opportunity to show those guys that we're much better than what we showed against Maryland. But to say that we're happy to be back after that trip to Rutgers, but there was about the 24 hours was far different than what we're used to in terms of our preparation. We're used to getting on that charter flight and getting there and getting settled and shoot around and all that we didn't have. But just grateful that no one was hurt. And everybody was safe. It just, kind of made things difficult to try to figure out how we could get there. And so we had to fly, drive to Indy and then get on a commercial flight and get there in enough time to have pregame meal, get your change at our hotel rooms, and then get to the gym. But really proud of our guys, just how they handled themselves and how we were able to, get out of there with a win, which I thought was important. Showed a lot of grit, showed a lot of toughness on our guys, and especially mental toughness, because, to sleep and then get it interrupted, on the plane, and then have to wake up, and then we had to bus over an hour from LaGuardia to Newark. So there was a lot of not just downtime, but nothing was ever peaceful, in that in trying to get there. So, but again, give our kids credit for showing up in a big way, getting a win.
Obviously, Coffee, she'll score, she'll get her boards, but how much does she just change, I guess, the way Northwestern can play? I mean, how much does she open up the court?
Well, she's so dynamic, and not only can she score, she can handle it, she rebounds. There's a lot of players, or I should say a handful of players in our league that I think are just very difficult to guard, and she would fall into that category because there's not one thing you can take away from her. She has the ability to stretch you out and shoot it, and she has the ability to post with her back to the basket. She certainly has the opportunity, as we've seen her do, getting the ball in transition, getting a board, and then just bringing it down by herself. So, she's a hard guard because she can do so many things, and there's not one thing that you can take away from her, because she always, she'll make you pay if you take that one thing away, and she's going to do something else. And so, tremendous player. And as she goes, I think as she goes and Teri goes, I think they go, and they got a lot of nice pieces, but those two are certainly the catalyst of why they've had the success that they've had.
She has 9 defensive rebounds per game, and I think you talked about her in the fast break, what she can create.
Right.
How important just keeping her off the ball?
Well, it's always important to keep kids like her. We didn't do a very good job with Jan Koska. We knew how important that was going to be, and then she's Cahill's going to be Gardner, and you know, B knows the importance of how we have to keep her off the glass. But she's so bouncy, she's so athletic, and you know, that's certainly going to be a key to the game. But it's keeping all of them off the boards. You know, we always want to win the battle of the boards, and you know, sometimes we're able to do that, and other nights we're not. But tomorrow afternoon is going to be important that we keep Deri in check, and that we keep Coffee quiet as we can keep her.
I think before the last Northwestern game, you talked about the Deri Bus matchup being one of those that
Sure.
you like seeing every year. What is it about those two players?
Well, here's what I'll say, and you know, Tyra knows this. Deri got the best of her up at their place. She really did, and again, a lot of that had to do with the emotion behind you know, their teammate, and Tyra's going to step up to the occasion. There's no question. It's always a great matchup between the two of them. But you know, sorely she's disappointed in having to watch film from the last time we played them, and all the buckets and how Deri scored. And so you know, I know that that's probably in Tyra's mind. But Tyra, just because she's playing Deri doesn't mean that she has to go out and do anything extra special. It just means that she has to try to contain her and keep her in check and keep her in front of her, because she's so good off the bounce. She's so quick in tight spaces. But she's going to need help. Tyra's going to need help. That she's not going to be able just to guard her one-on-one at times, going downhill. She's going to have the assistance of her teammates, you know, to rotate over and to stunt, to help, and just to make her be a jump shooter, and not give her anything easy at the basket. But the thing that I think she's added to her game is the awareness of where her teammates are. So if she can't get to the rim, she has a savviness about her and awareness that she knows where her teammates are going to be, whether that's to kick out to the corner, or that's to you know, skip it back to the opposite wing. So she's you know, she's a tremendous player, senior, both she and Coffee, and you know, I just continue to say it, as those two guys go, the team goes.